we should learn a new language. So why take an interest in a new language? Language has a significant impact on everyone around the world. Language helps us communicate and express emotions to anyone willing to listen. If we can communicate with different kinds of people, it becomes easier to form lasting relationships and create wonderful memories. So language, of course, takes part in anybody's life. From your everyday, when you're talking to your grandmother, when you're talking to your mom, or somebody at the store. Of course, we each have a language that we all understand. But what if we knew a second or a third or a fourth language? That would open a door to us being able to understand different cultures, different people, how others see the world. So it also helps in your career or in searching for one. Having more than one language in your arsenal when searching for a job is a huge plus. It puts a competitive advantage that sets you apart from monolingual people. Monolingual being people that only understand one language or can only speak one language. The U.S. has a diverse population and many languages that are spoken. Between 2010 and 2015, the number of U.S. job postings specifically geared toward bilingual candidates more than doubled. This means that employers are actively seeking multilingual speakers. So in the business world, being able to speak more than one language is a huge plus, because that means that if you know Mandarin or Cantonese, that you'll be able to do business with people from those areas of the world where otherwise you couldn't. So if you're looking for a job and you have, let's say you speak Spanish or you speak any kind of foreign language, that's something that you're going to want to put in your resume, and it's something that employers are looking for. So when traveling, knowing the language of the place can make the experience so much more amazing. People who know the language of the country they are visiting can experience the culture and navigate more easily around the city. So this can even, knowing the language of the city that you're in, let's say for example that you're in Spain and you're visiting Madrid and you know Spanish. This gives you an opportunity to maybe find sites that normal people who are only English speakers couldn't find, because you know Spanish and you'll be able to speak to the Spanish speakers and they'll be like, oh, I can show you this nice place that is not normal and like particular that tour guides like to show. Understanding the language can open up opportunities for language immersion programs where you can further your study in the language and immerse yourself in the culture even further. So I know that a lot of language immersion programs, they have, it's like any kind of like schooling. You go to that place and they'll pay for your flight over there, they'll pay for your housing and your food, and all you do is, of course, learn the language, experience the culture, immerse yourself completely in the place that you're in. So if you have children, teaching them different languages at an early age can give them a head start in many things. Children that know more than one language do better in school when it comes to reading, writing, and math. They also have better scores in standardized tests. Research also shows that learning a second language at an early age improves problem solving, critical thinking, and listening skills. They also have improved multitasking skills compared to monolingual children. Children will also have more positive attitudes towards the culture of the languages they are learning. So I've seen videos of this one little girl who she knows German, Spanish, English, and Korean, I believe, because her grandmother is from Spain. Her mother was born in Germany, I believe, and her father is Korean. And she's, I believe, like 5 years old, and she speaks all of these languages. So you can see why it improves critical thinking skills in young children, because it helps them being able to focus from one language to another. And that can help them, of course, in school and being able to focus in school. So, language and decision making. Studies have shown that people who think in their second language are more reason-driven than people who think in their native language. When we think in our second or third language, we distance ourselves from the situation and become less biased when coming to a decision. We think more logically instead of emotionally, and this helps improve decision-making skills. So this is saying is that, let's say for example, I think in Spanish. This is helping me take a step back from a situation at hand and analyze it instead of just going with my emotions and going with what my heart tells me that is right. I'm thinking in my second language, and it helps me analyze and see what I think should be right, what is wrong, and that improves our decision-making skills and thinking in a new language because you know a second language. So my interest in different languages. I have always been interested in different languages and cultures. I think it's because where I grew up, there was not much diversity, so I feel like I lack knowledge about the world. So in the place where I grew up, it's just a lot of Spanish speakers, a lot of Mexican people. It's pure Spanish, and that's the culture that I grew up in. So when I came here to Corpus, I saw like different kinds of languages, and it piqued my interest in learning some of them. So I'm currently trying to learn Korean, and as of now, I know the alphabet and I know how to read it. I still need practice in being able to understand what I'm reading, but I think it's a step forward. I still have a long way to go, but I am sure I will improve in no time. And that is the end of my speech. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, even